Greetings, 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 wonderful people. Bless you. Thank you for being with us today. Yes, and we're here. We're here. Coming at you again for part four of a special message today. And today, as we say, is one of those situations where we don't really want to do this. We don't want to talk about this, but we must. We must, by all means, talk about it. We must, by all means, bring it to light, bring it to some type of awareness, because who knows where it's going to land? Who knows what's going to happen? And wonderful people, as we notice that our culture, our society is so disproportionate, it's not funny. But the one important thing is that we really have to start working on certain things. But if you notice that, if you don't mind, I would like to tell you a little story. But first, how about taking a walk? Let's go for a walk, okay? Um, in this story that I want to tell you, as you notice though, that our children's in crisis. Yes, they're in crisis. So much is happening to this generation. So much is going on that, wow, what can we do? What are we going to do? And then as we think about these things, let's put some things together. Talk about it. Think about it. Let's meditate over it. Uh, do some planning, strategies, something. You know what I mean? Not just sit there and not just do something, but let's walk. As we walk on down the street, let's talk about things. I want to share with you a situation. Well, not only just a situation. How about I want to talk to you about young men. Three young men, 18 years old, almost 19. Well, a couple more months, they'll be 19. But in the meantime, let's give them a name, right? How about Donald? First name is Donald. Call him Donald. It's all right too. The second one, Michael. Third one, Mac. Okay. But let's talk. Let's start with Donald first. Now, Donald was born in a nice home, comfortable, both parents. And his parents were like, how you say, mismatched. She was young, like about 19, 18 to 19 years old, and he was like 26, 27, something like that, a little older. But in the meantime, he did the best he could. And he worked, she worked, after she finished school and everything, getting things together and everything, right? And they raised up Donald. Now, Donald is an only child. They tried, but they didn't conceive another child. But in the meantime, Donald's father, he was like from the old school type thing, right? Even though he was young in that sense of speaking, but his heritage, his background, his foundation came from a solid foundation family matter, right? And each year they used to go to see the grandparents, all right? And they had many family outings, like family reunion type things, right? And they would sit around. Now, Donald's father, by him being young also, in a sense of speaking, they used to sit around and talk to the older guys about different things, what happened in the old days, a little yah, all that kind of stuff. They sit around drinking a little beers and having a little shot here once in a while, you know what I mean? And the guys were sharing a lot of things that went down and went back in the old days, in the younger days, the younger lifetime. But all of them, the families that were connected, they had a good unified family. They all worked hard, owned homes. Some of them had a little business, a little business, but it was a business nevertheless, and they let it be known that they were in business. So Donald grew up with this mentality of making money, of trying to do some business or something. He tried selling little items and things, to make a little extra money to take care of himself or for special needs that he wanted to do and things like that. And I can understand that. So Donald had books and he used to read because the family was in on education. I mean, they were like, you're going to learn something, right? But he also went to public school. But now, by the time Donald was like 14, well, things happened. He messed around, got in a little trouble. So he had to spend 6 months in juvenile. Okay? After he got out of juvenile, his father was very upset with him. And he knew that the father was upset with him. So 14, so he went out and started doing art jobs, helping people, doing this, that, cleaning the garage, cleaning the house, whatever it had to be done. Donald was out there making some money, and he's making, dollars here, dollars there, and he was supported by his family, supported by extended family. Oh, that's good. Oh, that was good. So as they supported him, and he continued his school around 17. Well, like I said, a little bit before 17, around that age. Well, he started liking girls. The girls started liking him and everything. Talking to him. But Donald held back because of the training, talking from his father and mother about, don't be messing with these girls because you're going to get in trouble. Take care of yourself. You want to get some education. Good things like to tell your children that stuff, you know what I mean? So Donald listened because he was always a respectable child, respectable and everything. But around 17, as he was helping this lady, Miss Jones, clean up and everything, something happened. Miss Jones took advantage of a situation, of an opportunity. But Donald didn't know anything about what he was in for or what he was doing. But Miss Jones was one of those type of people that was very sincere, very personal like type. She was a beautiful lady. But you could tell that she wasn't really just like a any old body type lady. She had class about her, you know what I mean? And she showed Donald some things. She took Donald by the hand and led him into a place of exquisiteness, led him to a place of this is how things should be. Yada yada. Okay, good. Now, this happened about a couple of times. But then in the meantime, as a young man, at 17, he's young and everything, like, what's going on here now, my body, my mind, my emotions start to taking a little liking to what's going on. So he talked with his father. His father would agree with what Miss Jones was saying about how to take care of a woman, how to respect her, and how to do this, do that, yada yada. All this how, where, what, all right? All that good stuff. Okay, now, in the meantime, Donald was talking to the father, and the father was agreeing, and everything. Now, this is like 17. But before he got 18, the father passed. Now, Donald was at home now with his mother. Mother's all alone, mother devastated, pain, both of them in pain, because he lost a friend and a father. He lost a mentor. Even though his grandparents and extended family, they were all their father family, they were united together and they talked with each other. And so now he's here at home alone with his mom. Mom's single parent now. That was like the end of 18, everything, right? No, 17. So now, by him knowing certain things, he knows how his mother was depressed, his mother was sad, his mother was upset. And he's like, I'm a young man, I've got to taste of something, of a forbidden fruit. I got to do something should be happening. So in the meantime, wisdom kicked in. And as wisdom kicked in, he got in touch with his aunts, he got in touch with cousins, female type. Mama's here all by herself. I got to help her. I'm supposed to be trying to get ready to go to college, and mom needs somebody to spend some time with, and she needs to get out of the house. And they took up on it. They picked up on it to try to get her out of the house, try to get her more or less in a position where she can be comforted because of the loss, because of the great loss. See, with this man ever since she was like a little before 20, and now it's like, see up there, Donald's almost 19. So anyway, so they took over, prepared Donald to go to college. So this is the story of Donald. But then, as we go through the stories of these guys, around 25, things begin to really happen. But we just want to stop at 19 right quick right now, right? So the next person we want to talk about really is Michael. Yes, Michael was, he knew his father. Single family home also. Mom there. But his mom was like really rough type stuff. She had issues and problems. Not say issues and problems in certain spirits like she was going off the deep end. She had issues and problems like she had other children besides this Donald's father. And then there were two other fathers involved. But she was bitter. She was like boisterous. She was like the how you say, the person that you had to answer to. She was that type of person, a strong person, but yet strong in a certain way, whereas it wasn't beneficial type strong, right? But now Michael, let's say, in other words, he tried to stay away from home as much as he could because she was always complaining. She was always bitter. She was always nagging about the men that come in. Why don't these guys do this and do that and the other? You know what I mean? She had only three guys she got the 10 with, and they, in turn, every so often they were taking care of their children. You know what I mean? Not taking care of them, but they would come by to see the children, and she was there giving them a hard time anyway. So now it's like Michael, like, wow. So he spent time library. He took time reading. He wanted to get up out of that situation because he couldn't take his mom. He could not take his mom, so he stayed out as much as he could. But by the time he was 14, Michael also got into a little heat with the trouble with the police, with the authorities, and he had to spend some time in juvie. Well, not long, but a month or two, something like that. And his mom was like, "Oh wow, see, like the world come to the end. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you." I mean, she really, really hurt the boy's feeling real bad. So Michael tried to stood there as long as he could, but he stayed away as much as he could to try to get up out of the situation. So Michael wound up not being able to take care of certain situations because he had this other little sisters and brothers there, and mom was hard on them, and so he was tossed and turned with his emotions, with his feelings, with his mentality, with his spirit. At one time, Michael said he wanted to give up, but the weakness in him, like, I really, really want to get out of here. I want to give up because I can't take this anymore. So Michael, now 19, and he thought about giving up a few times because suicide is a real hard thing in life when things are not going right, things are not going, the pressure is on you, you don't know what to do, you don't want to hurt your family, you want to take care of your little sisters and brothers, and all this stuff. Nothing's working for you. Everything he tried to do, it seemed like it was like he can't go farther than his arm reach. No matter what he tried to do, but he always kept trying, but he kept failing at things. So Michael had to ease up. And he thought about his life, but then he didn't say there is no life. And then at 19, Michael was in a holding pattern, just like the plane that flies. Now he's trying to land, but he can't land because he's in a holding pattern. And now the other one, we would say it's called Mac, M-A-C-K, Mac Knight. Now Mac was the type of boy that he had no father, didn't know who his father was. He had a mom. She had other children just like Michael did, other children by different men, whatever. But then mom, she was rough. His mom was rough. I mean, rougher than rough because every time you turn around, she's bringing another dude around the house. She don't know, like, you don't know these guys, mom. What's up with this? You know, but Michael didn't really care because he was more or less a loner. He was alone. He didn't know his father, and all these guys that come around. He had disrespect for his mom. He could care less one way or the other. So Michael grows up now. He gets into those fight, those skirmishes, and then the system comes in, and then breaks up the family. By the time he was like 8 years old, something like that, he's in foster care. He couldn't take foster care because he couldn't take structure. He couldn't take a lot of things that was happening about, he done got used to going out now. From time he was like 6, 7, 8 years old, he was out there doing this, doing that. He didn't care about nothing or nobody. So now Mac had to get adjusted to something, life. But life wasn't nice to him. So he wound up in custody. Mac was the type of person that he would hurt you because he was a fighter. He was a strong fighter. He didn't take nothing from nobody. Because these guys that be coming around the house, sometimes they wanted to be all like manly to bossy to the children and saying everything. The mom was saying everything, anything. She would do things in front of the kids like no respect for the kids. The kids didn't have no respect for her. So now everything was on Mac's hand, more or less. But he couldn't take it. But he fought back. He wanted to get up out of there. But what can he do? He was at a standstill. So now, Mac had to spend some time in county. By the time he was 17, quit school already. What school? He wasn't learning anything anyway, so he say. So he's out there making money, out there running game, doing this, doing that. In fact, Mac was selling drugs. And then maneuvering and learning the street and learning the situation and making money and taking money and this and that and the other. He made his mom a customer. A customer. Wow. So now his mom was really going off the deep end because she's beginning to get hooked deeper and deeper because she got somebody in the house that supplies. Okay? So here come Mac, the supplier. Here come mom, the customer. Here come all these guys. And she's like begging money from everybody and all people and everything, doing everything in the house in front of all of the kids and everything. So Mac took advantage of it, getting the money. Took the money from mom. It didn't care, didn't bother him at all. So now Mac had to go to county for a little while. So now all three winds up at 19. Almost the end of 19. Single family. All three of them have different situations going on in their life. But these different situations were similar in contents. In a sense of speaking, just because one person might have two family members that Doesn't mean that their life is exempted. Life is on a silver spoon and silk and cotton and all comfy. Just because maybe one run into a situation and he's trying to get out from under the situation, trying to get out, he had problems and issues too. So the crisis still continues. Jail and the grave is always there waiting for our young men, no matter what. So that's why we have to stay on top of the situation, stay on top of all the problems and issues that's going on. That's why we come today and every day and any day to talk about these things, to discuss them, to let it be known that there is hope no matter what. The hope that is seen is not hope. But then we have to keep carrying on that little thin ray of light. Thin ray of light, just like a laser beam. That hope that can come to the depths and reach us no matter where it can reach us. But in the meantime, by the time they were 25, okay? By the time they were 25, Donald, they got married. His mom dating. And now Donald knows how to treat a woman. He knows how to satisfy a woman. He knows how to talk with a woman. And nothing was, how I said, off the book with Donald because he wanted to know everything. He would discuss everything because this is what his dad is. This is what his family members, all of the older guys in the family, man, know what that girl's up about. You don't know where she's coming from. You know what Donald took all of that into his spirit. What would you do if this happened? What would you do and what would you think? How would you feel if that happened? The girl like, why are you asking me all these questions? Because I would need to know. Because if I want to spend some time with you, I want to spend my life with you, I don't want no things to come up. And sometimes things will happen. This is what life does to you. You don't know when or what. But I want you to be halfway prepared just in case somebody come along and whistle at you or wink his eye at you. I want to know where you stand and what you know, that what you have at home. Because see, one thing about it, I ain't here to play game with them. I'm here for life. And I'm here because I love you. And I'm here because I care for you. And I want to take care of you. So she in turn now knows that she's involved with a man that is reaching towards his maturity. Then this is what happened. There's very few that have that maturity, that can provide, that can shelter, protect, and sponsor and support the family and the community. They can be a leader in case somebody or something happen. They can step in and step up. But when they're out there, not caring, not knowing, with the attitude, with a bad disposition, with a don't care, or either weak in the knee bone, weak in the back, weak in the ankle, weak in the gut, blinded, and short-sighted. Can you trust them? Can you be there for them? So this is where we come today, wonderful people. There are many other situations and other analogies that we should bring up and talk about. But in the meantime, I'm here to challenge you, my wonderful people, today. There are some situations that might come about that you know about, that maybe I didn't mention tonight. But just because I mentioned 3 different items, 3 different scenarios, doesn't mean that this is it. There are so many out there, and everybody is an individual. It seems like, where the goodness, where the people, where the one that's going to be there for us, to help us, to protect us, that's going to be the strength to shelter us as we get older each day by day. Are we going to let society and the system dictate and put us in that position and put us in that category that we're just going to be puppets, that we're just going to be there to be used and abused? Now, it's time to think about these things, wonderful people. So in the meantime, if you feel up to it, if you feel that you want to support our ministry, $ Michael, the letter N, love. $ Michael in love. Sorry I don't have PayPal, but anyway, I'm not here begging for money, but that's like I say, I need a new computer. But it's working out. I know the Lord's going to provide. But anyway, and also, we're also on YouTube and other platforms. So I hope to see you guys Friday as we bring this to some type of conclusion. We talk about what happened to these three guys and others. May bring up some more. Because after all, I'll share this with you. Now, number 2, Michael. So sad. Michael was pushed to the edge. And at the edge, he went over the edge. And at 25, we know that Donald got married. But Michael, at 25, is no longer with us. Now Mac, at 25, he's doing a bid. That's where he is. The grave in cell block 5. Will Donald handle the situation? But we need more Donalds and build them up and strengthen them. We need Michael to strengthen him before we go over the edge. We need to know these guys. We need to know about Mac. Get rid of that anger. Get rid of that frustration. Get rid of that aggravation and all of that stuff that's holding him back. Separate him sometime even from his mama if necessary. We have to treat them with honesty, treat them with dignity, treat them with the truth, and then let the truth so stand. So with that, wonderful people, I do thank you. I do thank you. And by all means, share this out. And it's so sad. And I'm going to say it, since I got another minute or two. We try to bring these messages on. And the Lord is waiting on us. Well, everything's in God's hand. Yeah, it's in God's hand, but God is waiting on us because when the Lord went to the cross, He gave us authority and power over all works of the evil one. All works of negativity. We're not taking advantage of it. And yet we're still waiting on Him to come back. And when He come back, will we be ready? When He come back, will He find faith on this earth? Because it's about faith. It's about for those who believe. For God so loved the world that God so loved the world that whomsoever believe in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Are we believers? Are we true believers? Are we doing the work that we're supposed to do? Help us of one another. To love each other. To love each other. Even our enemies. Are we here to support each other? And carry on the work that we're set to do. So let's come out of our shell, our comfort zone. Come up out of our little cave mentality. And then get out there on the battlefield. And then do the work. Do the work. Alright? So anyway, in the meantime, thank you. Bless you. And I hope to see you Friday. Sorry that Zoom is not working. I got to talk to the people. Okay, guys. Take care. I'll see you on YouTube in a few. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed. Thank you. Bye now. Greg, bless you, my brother. Thank you for coming on. Peace and grace, bro.